understand the lay of the land, which means when you get in there, try to understand who are the key players first. Like, who are the people who are making the key decisions? Who are your stakeholders from a leadership standpoint? Who is the middle management? Who are the key decision makers? From a team perspective, who are the rock stars? Who are the troublemakers? Who are the people who are struggling? Try to understand. So do like a mapping of those personas. That's for yourself. Second, meet with those key decision makers, either people leaders or process leaders or technical leaders or operational leaders. Meet with those people, try to understand their view of the problem situation, right? Forget about what you think, try to understand their view. And third, most importantly, have some sort of a battle plan. Battle plan meaning, what is the very first thing I'm going to do? That means, how are you going to prioritize these things? So in your head, you got to have some sort of a prioritization technique. This is a must have, I got to do this right away. This is a low hanging fruit, and this is a longer term issue, and things like that. Now, as you're doing these things and you're trying to gather a lot of data, right? Make sure that you're always looking at the end in sight. That means whoever hired you or para dropped you into this mission, why did they send you to this mission? If you get dropped into a portfolio for 2 teams versus 200 teams, try to find out from the sponsor, what are they trying to get to? Like when they say what they want to be agile, what is the problem? Is the problem that people are not delivering their work? Is the problem that there is too much attrition or burnout? Is the problem that there is no work-life balance? Is the problem that people are leaving? Is the problem that we are just not delivering good value work? What are you trying to solve for? Once you make a list of those success measures, try to look for quantitative metrics that you can drive towards them. Metrics around speed, like the ratio of your velocity to your capacity. Metrics around predictability. Predictability meaning your commitment versus your completion. Metrics around stability or quality. That means the rate at which you deploy your work, the rate at which you're finishing your work within the same team, and then somebody else has to run the last leg of the relay race. So all those cross-team deployments. Think about all those metrics. Create some sort of a metric-based system to gauge the maturity over time, so that over time, you can also show the impact of your coaching, right? Now, if you're a scrum master for one team, you'll do all of these things, but just for one team. That means you're just going to get to understand how the team operates. Who are the key players? What kind of work are they doing? Spend a little time with the product owner, get to know them a little bit, get to know the nature of the work a little bit, get to know if the team is already struggling with some impediments. Make a list of all of those repetitive trends of impediments. See if anything has been done in the past or not for that stuff. After that, gradually start to take over the facilitation. When you're facilitating events, talk the minimum, listen the most, all right? Ask yourself 3 basic questions as a scrum master or as an agile coach whenever you choose to engage and give advice to people. First question, does this thing have to be said? Second question, does this thing have to be said right now? Third question, does this thing have to be said right now by me? If you get an instinctive no in your mind for any of these 3 questions, shut up. It is not the time to talk. Wait, there is some missing piece of information that you don't know, so ask more questions. All right? Remember, 99% of the time, at least I've experienced, an advice is most likely a confession. So if somebody is advising, they're most likely confessing something. So be liberal with everybody who's supplying you those advices. Be careful with whose advice you're going to buy. Whether the advice comes from a manager, from a people leader, from a team member, be careful with whose advice you buy. But listen to everybody, because it's good data to have. Yes, absolutely. You can call yourself an agile team if you are being agile. Being agile just means you're being flexible. All right. Now, when you're being flexible, the most important thing is to be consistent over time, which means whatever you're doing today, can you be predictable over a period of time or not? If that's your goal, then yes, you're agile. If your goal is to not be predictable, but just be resilient to adapt to as things change, then you're agile. Remember, nobody owns agile. You're already agile. Like you're already an agile coach. So am I. Everybody's an agile coach. There is no way to measure that. And that is why it is so difficult to hire agile coaches, because a lot of times people don't know what they're looking for. A lot of times people don't know what to do, right? So as an organization, it's very important for you to create and define what agile means to you. If you define what agile means to you, set a bunch of success parameters. If you're contributing towards the success parameters every day, you're agile, right? Nobody can tell you you're not. If your job is to run a marathon, every day you're getting better at running that marathon, you're agile. Every day you're not agile. It's as simple as that. Don't let anybody else fool you into believing there's a standard definition of agile. There isn't. Nobody owns it. We're all making stuff up playing on the internet. All right. So the goal is to play it in a consistent fashion and be predictable over time.